Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about something book related that I am really passionate about, and that is web series adaptations. These past couple of years we've really seen the emergence of the web series as a way to retell classic stories, and along with many other people, I have just been sucked into this storytelling method and I can't get enough of them. So today I want to talk about why I think web series adaptations are so awesome, mention a few of my favorite series, and then talk about a couple of titles which I would love to see tackled in this very unique format. For those of you who aren't familiar with the format, a web series adaptation of a classic text is pretty similar to a TV adaptation or a film adaptation. It's like a modernization or a retelling, but the important difference is, instead of us just being observers watching the story unfold through the medium of text or the medium of film, web series adaptations utilize transmedia storytelling. So as well as watching the series unfold through short YouTube videos, you're also often invited to be part of the story using other social networks. So characters can interact with each other, but often more importantly with the audience through other mediums. So they often use Twitter, Tumblr, secondary YouTube channels, sometimes even Pinterest, and they are just a whole lot of fun to be part of. Web series adaptations are a fantastic way to revisit series that you've loved in the past. They're also a great way to be introduced to text for the very first time. And most importantly, they are a great chance to revisit a text which you have found to be utterly boring in the past. And conveniently enough, I have found 3 series which suited me in each of those 3 ways. First off, revisiting a favorite text. The Anne of Green Gables series by L.A. Montgomery is one of my favourite all-time books, and it has been such a pleasure to watch the series Anne with an E and just get a chance to really fall in love with the characters again, as cheesy as that sounds. I know I often feel like this, and I know a bunch of people do as well. You're a bit worried when you watch an adaptation of one of your favourite stories that they're going to ruin it somehow by changing anything. But because the medium of the web series adaptations requires there to be quite significant changes from that base story, I feel like it's different enough that I can enjoy it in a whole different way that I enjoyed the original books. Even though I will never get sick of reading Anne of Green Gables over and over and over and over and over and over again, it really is lovely to have such a fresh spin on it. Number 2, being introduced to a series for the very first time, and I had this experience with the web series The Autobiography of Jane Eyre. I have never read Jane Eyre, and I only know the vague outline of the plot, so it really feels like I'm getting to discover the story along with the characters. It feels like I'm part of her story. I definitely do plan to read Jane Eyre in the future, and because I've already watched this series, I can only see as a plus that I already love these characters and want to see what happens to them. And 3, as far as engaging with a story you've found to be utterly boring in the past, I'm gonna have to be honest here. I've never read a Jane Austen book. I've tried. Oh, I have tried. We had to read Emma for school, and I think I maybe got like 100 pages in before I resorted to the Cliff's Notes. I once had a competition with my brother to see who could read the most number of pages from Persuasion without looking away, and I won by reading 12 pages. So yeah, I have just never found the way that she writes engaging at all. Enter the Lizzie Bennet diaries. Suddenly I found myself actually caring about these characters because they were funny and they were real. I think I could go into the book now actually having an understanding of the characters and how they would relate to situations in my world. It can sometimes be difficult to connect to characters from classics because the way that they react to and experience their world is so different to the way that we experience ours. This is how we tell our stories, in short installments. We tell it in blog posts and YouTube videos and tweets and 6-second vines. Having a character not only move to the modern setting, but interacting in that modern setting as we do, it's impossible to not make them more relatable. So there you go. I think web series adaptations are so important because they breathe life into these classic stories. They make them relevant to our lives today, and they let us connect and bond to characters in a way that really just hasn't been possible before. That is why I think they're awesome, and here are 5 book to web series adaptations that I think you should definitely check out. Number 1, obviously this one has to go to the Lizzie Bennet diaries, an adaptation of Pride and Prejudice. I can pretty much guarantee that most of you guys have either watched this or heard of it, but really I couldn't leave it out. This was really the first of its kind, plus it won an Emmy, as if that is not worth you checking it out. Their next series also sounds amazing. It's called Frankenstein MD, and it's got a lady Dr. Frankenstein, and I am excited. And they're really confused about how they're going to do a science fiction series, but mainly excited. Number 2, The Autobiography of Jane Eyre. I love this one for its realness. It really feels like I'm watching someone's vlogs. Not all series are like that, and that's totally fine, but I think that this sort of series is the one that I definitely connect to the most. Although I did just check and I'm about 60 episodes behind, so I have some catching up to do. Number 3, and with an E. I have never seen an actress capture the spirit of and then reimagine a character as well as the actress does in Anna with an E. This one's only just starting out. I think they've got about 12, maybe 14 episodes, but I really can't wait to see where they go with this, whether they continue on with the series or not, because I would love to see this Anne go to college. Number 4, The New Adventures of Peter Pan and Wendy. This one is much more professional looking than the other ones. It's much more produced, but I love the way that they've interpreted the characters of Peter and Wendy as 20-somethings, and there's costume theatre like there is in LBD, and Wendy is the cutest. Number 5, a Telltale vlog, which is based on the works of Edgar Allan Poe, and this is just something else. It's only a little series of 8 or so episodes, but it is absolutely hilarious. Even if you don't think you like Edgar Allan Poe or you don't like web series, just go watch this one. As for some other books I'd like to see adapted into the web series format, obviously classics are easier for reasons like copyright, but can you imagine how cool a Fight Club series would be? Like, that would be costume theatre to a whole new level. Other books I can see being really well suited to this format are To Kill a Mockingbird, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, because I mean, whiny teenagers, YouTube, it's a match made in heaven. And I think Little Women would be really, really cool. Like, can you imagine the 4 March girls starting a collab channel and then they get Laurie involved, and tell me you would not watch that. So that is my rant about web series adaptations and why they are so awesome. Let me know in any comments down below if I missed any of your favourite series, because I'm always looking for more of them. And also let me know what other books you think would be really well suited to this format. And I will leave a link to all the series that I mentioned in the box down below. That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.